All right, y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. We got some good stuff to cover today, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Thank y'all for all the love and the support. Y'all, it's been so much that has been taking place since I posted my last reaction up. Um, and we're gonna get all into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it, but it's different reactions for different times. Now, with that being said, y'all, we finna get on something today that we have been witnessing and seeing. I don't know if y'all been hearing around, they still protesting and things like that, you know, taking up for illegals, etc. They are supposed to be shutting down the 4th of July with another No Kings protest. Yes, y'all. And for some reason, the left seems as if they've won. They were saying due to his little old measly parade and everything, the No Kings was a success in all these different states and things like that. My question to them is, how is it a success when nothing has happened? ICE is yet still getting these illegal criminals up out of here. So how could that be a success? How many people showed up? Because at the end of the day, when they all got tired, laid down and went to sleep, the president is still the president of the United States, and ICE is still out here on these streets getting these folks left to right. And this brings me to why we here, y'all. Because the crazy thing is, you ever notice how the government screws over the American people? And then somehow the black folks are supposed to just sit there, stay silent, and sit there and clap like a trained seal. No, not anymore, y'all. From Chicago to New York to Medicaid to all these protests in the streets, the black people are screaming, enough is enough. They is tired and they are not going to be played anymore. And it's not just black people, y'all. America, period. America, period. And the reason why I talk about my culture so much, y'all, because we are some of the many that are brainwashed. And it feels good to actually see a lot of people starting to wake up. Seriously, a lot of people. Now, with that being said, y'all, we finna dive into the video and then we're gonna chop it up in the end like we normally do. Coming straight from Brandon Tatum. That's Officer Tatum on X. If y'all want to follow him, great guy. Let's get into the first video.
You all stood up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan.
And not to mention that Chicago is broke, crime is up, y'all. Schools are crumbling, everything, and you have the audacity to sit here and block ICE from doing what they need to do. And what Trump administration is trying to do is get all the sanctuary cities gone. Because if y'all remember, Biden, I showed the clip, was against sanctuary cities and not wanting to fund them and things like that. So what has changed since then? Let's get into it.
Make an example at this right here first. Please come here first. Spend our tax dollars to go. Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's gonna ride? I think not. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
This was going to happen to you. You got Cash Patel and Pam Bundy that you're going to have to deal with sooner than later. Then it's going to be an audit. Next, it's going to be an investigation. Then it's going to be an indictment. Conviction.
Now, all of these things this man has mentioned has happened. The only thing that ain't happened just yet is an indictment. So we still sitting here waiting on that.
That's what's going to happen to you.
Mr. Brandon Johnson, I'm up here. I am speaking right now, so So I would love your undivided attention, please. I'll wait. So this just proves to you the lack of leadership that you show in this city. You can't even give me straight eye contact. Now, I'm going to let you know now, the people of Chicago, we're done with you. It is insane how we have been voting Democrat for over 60 plus years, and we've never seen a change from people like you, Lori Lightfoot, Rob Emanuel. It is insane. Chicago was 37% red. In 2020, it was only 15%. So we're waking up. So you can pretend that this isn't happening, but I know for a fact that you will not have that seat the next election.
You so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens.
Okay, y'all. So if I can recall this, y'all, we did this clip, but fast forwarding to today, y'all, Chicago is definitely turning red. Their voices are definitely being heard, and Brandon is gone. He's going to get the consequences behind his actions, y'all. Y'all already know what y'all need to do. I don't even know how this man is still sitting there after watching everything unfold. He does not care about the state, nor the residents, nor the people. They all have one thing in common, y'all, and that is fighting for illegals. And y'all want to know why? Because somewhere down the road, they're pocketing funds. It's something going on. And see, the people with the common sense, we already know what the hell going on. They're being funded. These very people. As long as they pockets stay fat, y'all, they're going to continue to do what they do. But I'm so glad that we got Trump and his administration and ICE that's going in and doing what they need to do. Again, a lot of people are up and willy leaving on their own to try to come back the right way. And that's all it is at the end of the day, because you don't see that in no other country, y'all. They're not playing it at all. With that being said, y'all, let's keep it moving, because y'all be thinking, you know what I'm saying, like, this stuff ain't reality. This stuff ain't real. These folks is tired. With that being said, coming straight from Liz to TikTok, y'all, women blast Trump haters for criticizing his plan to remove 1.4 million illegal aliens from Medicaid. Let's dive into the video.
So are we not going to talk about the 1.4 million illegals that's on Medicaid? 1.4 million illegals that's on Medicaid. Just to give you a visual of what that looks like.
That's crazy.
It's the population of Hawaii. It's the population of New Hampshire. That's how many illegals is on our Medicaid system. When I tell you Medicaid system, that's supposed to be for pregnant women, for children, for people with disability, for elderly, for people who have low income families. These illegals are sharing that with these qualified Americans. So you mean now y'all mad because the president said he's going to kick them off? So what about the Americans? What about the people that's here who paid their due to this country?
And to them.
They don't matter? Yeah, he should kick them off. Y'all want to be mad? Be mad. Y'all going to be, listen to me. You guys need to get used to this, because you're going to be mad for another couple of years. You guys are going to be mad because President Trump will be your president.
At the end of the freaking day, and this ain't about race, y'all, at all. This is pretty much just dealing with, you cannot ignore the American citizens, but yet pamper strangers. It just don't make sense. Let's keep this thing moving. We finna keep this thing rolling, y'all. Okay? Coming straight from Rob Smith. Thank you, Black people, for not attending the No Kings protest and not letting yourselves be used to fight for illegals. Now, again, you know, there were some bimbos that were out there that was standing for this, because as well as you have the people waking up, y'all, you still got people that are brainwashed and rolling with that side. So let's just clarify that. But with that being said, y'all, a lot of them people didn't turn up. You know, show up for that type of bull crap, whatever this No Kings thing that they have going on that yet stamped on Trump's name that he didn't even ask for. Let's get into it.
Black people, I am so proud of you for not going to those No Kings protests over the weekend. I am so proud of you, Black people, for sitting back and deciding that the quote-unquote rights of illegal immigrants have absolutely nothing to do with Black Americans. I am so happy that Black people, for once, decided not to throw ourselves on the sword for illegal immigrants, for us not to throw ourselves on the sword for everybody else's issue all the time. I am so glad that I saw very few black people at that No Kings protest. And this is why. Because black people getting out there fighting for illegal immigrants, fighting for all of this stuff, it is detrimental to our community. Illegal immigrants come into black neighborhoods and they overrun our schools. They overrun our resources. So our lower income people that are black Americans have to constantly fight illegals for all of this stuff. But yet they want you to put yourself on the line, and they want you to put yourself in danger, and they want you to put yourself in harm's way for them. So I am glad when I look at all of these videos of these No Kings protests, all I see, or look, the Latinos and the illegals and whatever, they can fight for themselves. And these old grizzled white liberals and leftists, they can go fight for them as well. But black people, we sat out. And I commend you for that. I am so glad that y'all did not show up for this BS.
Because they finally said, now y'all go fight. They are sick and tired of being pawns. They sick and tired because that's at the end of the day, that's all they doing. That's it. These folks is just pawning folks. And people are just sick and tired. That's why they're waking up, y'all. They are waking up and they seeing very clearly like, oh, okay, this is a bunch of BS. If you sit back and just watch, y'all, the reality is it is out there for you to see. You have to open your eyes and see it. That's it. You can choose what you want to do with the information. It's on you at the end of the day because it's there. All right, let's keep this thing going because y'all know Kathy was talking about taking the New York citizens tax money and helping fund illegal criminals and illegals down there to have justice in courts and stuff like that, attorneys and all this other type of stuff. So 50 million to robbing more of the tax people's dollars to do this when the very people are saying, okay, we got homeless people, we got broken roads, we got all this other type of issue. You could take that very money and put it in to the state that you claim you mess with. We can't make this ish up, y'all. Like I said, it needed to come to a point where we can have a say so on our tax dollars since we the one working hard. Why are we sitting here paying these folks, you know what I'm saying, with our tax dollars? We should be able to decide where we want our money to go to. Hell. With that being said, y'all, coming straight from the 1776, let's dive into the video. Let's go.
Oh, I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about 45 alleged $1 million on a military parade.
Facts.
I don't want to hear nothing.
After all this money.
We just seen Governor Kathy Hochul, New York State governor, give New York State taxpayer dollars to illegal aliens for a defense fund. She gave them $50 million. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about no Trump spending money. No, I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about 40.
So that's that. Make it make sense. Y'all was talking about the parade that he spent, but yet she goes and gives 50 million to illegals for attorneys and things like that. But y'all sitting here getting in Trump's tail for actually seeing the military, for actually celebrating these guys and wives that put their lives on the line, that sacrifice. Some of them didn't even get to go home to their children or mothers or sisters or brothers or anything like that. This is something that should have been done and been doing versus these pride parades and all this other stuff that does not stand for the American people. Let's keep it moving. All right, y'all. Meanwhile, Black Women for Trump confront a hater in the best way possible. Democrats are so mad that we are becoming united for America. Let's dive into the video. Hey. Okay. And that's, you get what I'm saying, y'all. That's what it's all about. While he hating and things like that, they're screaming out, "We love you. We love you. We love you." At the end of the day, y'all, we all just trying to be on one page. That's it. Whether you left or right, like, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is, y'all, because there's so much division and there's so much hate being tossed, and I ain't gonna just, kick you from each side. Some Republicans turn rhino. You know what I'm saying? The left gonna be what the left is. So it's not gonna be easy to try to see eye to eye because of what they built the foundation on. Like, if you go back, it goes decades and decades and decades. It's going to take more than our president in his 4 terms. If he could keep going and running, I'm all for it. But it's a lot of damage that has happened to our country. And it's going to take more than freaking 4 years and the right people to continue to keep it going the right way for our generation, our kids, and all of that other stuff. It's going to take some time. A lot of this stuff been going on for decades before we were even thought of. So with that being said, though, that's what it's all about, though, at the end of the day. Ain't nobody fighting, ain't no violent or nothing going on. If you see them and how they protest, this is the way you're supposed to protest. You know all they did to that man when he came in there with all that hate? They told him that they loved him. Peacefully. This is what a peaceful protest looks like. You ever seen MAGA going out and protesting and stuff like that? You're not going to see them doing what the other side is doing out here today. Literally. Let's keep this thing moving, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Look, a lot of people are waking up. Enough is enough. A lot of people are done being played, pawned, all of the above, y'all. At the end of the day, they ain't saying no more. Like, that is it. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I want to know y'all thoughts, because this is Queen Bee's News, where we going to pull the lies out, y'all. That's what we going to do. we going to pull them lies out. I want to know y'all thoughts. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for all the love and support. Let's go ahead and get into the last video of the day, which we all know very clear. Blacks for Trump. Y'all know them very clear. They at every rally. They on every street. Baby, they gonna show up and show out. And that's real. So let's go ahead and dive into this next video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's go. Don't play with them. Don't even play with them.